Excellent. Okay, so I do have the correct address. Just want to make sure is 120. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, perfect. And is this your personal residence, Gary, or like an investment property?
Yes,
Or
my
personal
personal
residence.
residence for
Got it. And
45 years.
45 years. That's amazing. Wow. That's awesome. But you're ready to move to a different place though and sell, I see. Okay.
Right, right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so let me ask you this. What's your timeline looking like? Are you trying to close ASAP or 30 days, 60 days?
Uh, 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 Within 30 days at the outward limit.
Got it. Okay, 30-day close. Excellent. Okay, and have you considered listing at all, Gary, or are you just looking at cash offers?
No, I'm just looking at cash officer. Um, um, I'm moving to Florida, and
Oh,
I can't, be traveling back and forth, which
yeah.
usually gets into this thing. So, I'm
Yeah,
willing to settle for a cash off if it's, what I think is an intelligent, reasonable offer.
got it.
And, yeah.
Got
As
it.
I said, the house is 75 years old. Yeah, there's problems, but the property is beautiful.
Hmm.
I've spent 45 years landscaping it extensively.
Wow.
Got a good, uh, sturdy, uh, 20 by 22. Uh, I use it as a shop that could be used as a garage with a new
Hmm.
roof, and all the plumbing has been replaced except for the kitchen. Um, New shower, new commode, new lavatory, uh, new gas hot water heater, uh, fireplace with gas logs. Um,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Okay.
it's worth that much.
Okay. Excellent. Well, let me ask you this, and it sounds like a great property, and we've pulled up a lot of things on our end as well, and we're taking a look at several different factors to see what we can offer you. But let me ask you this: are there any major issues or repairs that might need to be made at all in the property? Because we do need, if there's any issues, we need that disclosed, just so we can get you an offer that we're not going to have to change at all as we move forward.
Uh, Not really. Some of the siding needs to be addressed, but uh, uh, it
Hmm.
doesn't exactly match up with the rest because we had a hailstorm and
Yeah.
got some leaks from hail into
Okay.
the dining area, the kitchen, and all that had to
Okay.
be redone because of water damage. But
Right.
and then that part of the roof is all replaced. That's been
Okay.
2 years ago, and of
Okay.
course the inside of the kitchen has been replaced in that area. Uh,
Okay.
but the outside hadn't really been addressed. It needs the siding put back on there properly. They didn't do a very good
Right.
job of it. But
Okay.
other than that, it has all new windows uh, uh, and
Okay.
good sturdy doors. Uh,
Yeah.
and that's about well. And it has new sewer lines too.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is all very helpful information. Yeah, it seems like a great property. And if I'm hearing you right, you're just kind of wanting to get a cash offer that's fair, that's reasonable, where it is a win-win situation for you, and you can, move to Florida. Do you know when are you moving to Florida, Gary?
Well, I'm gonna as I said, my hour limit is uh, in 30 days. I want to be down there and set up. Uh,
Got it.
so
Okay.
that's my goal. Uh,
Well,
Now,
let me. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
um, there is an equity loan against the house, against the property, uh,
Okay.
for 65 and change. That's why I was asking 70. because there's
Got
always
it.
incidentals that come along with this.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, let me say a couple things briefly. The first one is this: there are no closing costs, no fees whatsoever. We pay on and cover all of those as the buyer. Another thing I was going to say as well: if you're leaving, we do work on a 30-day timeline. It just depends on when we were going to be able to move forward. If we did have a number that worked for you, just to cut straight to the chase, Gary. If you want
Okay.
70, we are very, very close. It's interesting you do have that equity loan because I was literally going to offer you right around 65, kind of as my highest and best. And that's after making sure you couldn't be, at around 60 or something like that. I had my number. I literally have typed it out as 65 is our highest. But if we can bring it up a little bit from there, what about like 67.5, like 67,500?
That'd work. That'd work. I'm
Okay?
not greedy.
Okay, because I have done a lot of the research already on the back end, looking at comparable properties. There are 4 or 5 real low ones, but we're just kind of tossing those out and hoping for the best, that those were just weird and bad situations. Again, this isn't to worry you at all, but we do look at lots of different data, and the comparable properties are pretty heavy factors in what we're able to offer. But we do feel comfortable, especially after your explanation, and we've seen some pictures online of the property as well, to move forward at like that 67.5 number. Let me explain just briefly a little bit about the way our process works so you're in the know here, okay, Gary? So
Okay.
we're able to get you, a formal written offer without having actually stepped foot in the property. And that's kind of a newer thing. It's only been done the past few years, but it's what we do as national cash buyers. We buy about 30 properties per month, 30 to 50. Right now, we have literally about 35 properties in escrow right now. So we're buying a lot of properties at the moment. So the way we're able to do that is once we get an agreement, that is when we actually are able to go over and send some of our vetted contractors, whether it's an agent that's going to help us sell the property on the market after we fix it up and flip the property, just different people that we need to go over there as our boots on the ground during our inspection period. So we'll make an offer sight unseen and we'll lock that in for you, but we're not going to purchase and close on the property completely sight unseen, if that makes sense. So I just wanted you to be in the know we did that. Yeah. So here's what I was getting at. Since you are potentially leaving, we don't know the exact date when you're leaving, but I do want to say this. Literally, our company changed the policy today on vacant properties. We're actually going to pay the sellers to put a lockbox on there. So we'll give you $100 if you can get a lockbox on the property for us. That way it makes it easy for both you and for all of our people that we're going to be sending over. Anywhere from 3 to 5 times we're going to need to access the property during our inspection period, otherwise known as a due diligence period. So it just makes it easy for all parties involved if there's a lockbox. So we can literally send you or include in the purchase price or send you a check or a Venmo or anything like that of $100 so you can get a lockbox on there. So that's kind of how we access the property, just so you know. One more additional thing for you before we fully move forward here and get you a formal written offer. It's a small thing. To complete your file, Gary, we do ask for just updated pictures, about 30 to 40 pictures or so. Don't need a whole lot, and not professional, just from your phone. If you have like an iPhone or an Android or something like that, you can just shoot those on the phone and those to me. That's just so we have your file completed, because we have so many parties involved on our end. We just need a full green light with completed file with pictures. So we do ask for those kind of in addition to the purchase agreement. Does all that make sense, or do you have any questions for me there?
Sure, that makes sense. Now, I will be here completely, through the next 30 days. So we won't actually need a lockbox. I just need some notice that someone will be out, and I'll make sure that I'm here.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go gallivanting off to Florida. No, I'll be here.
Got it. Okay. Well, in that case, we won't need to worry about the lockbox. I just wasn't sure if you were, truly ready to move forward at that 67.5. If you are, Gary, I can get you the purchase agreement today. We can get that to you in the next 15 to 20 minutes after I hang up. Just got to get my contracts department to write that up. as well as one other half-page document called the authorization for title. That's to allow us to open up escrow on the property. So there's only those two documents that we need an e-signature, so we don't need wet signatures at this time, just an e-signature. It'll go to your email. The email that I have, you know what, I actually don't have your email on file, Gary. Do you mind if I get that from you real quick?
Okay, the email address is
Perfect. So I will send the purchase agreement and the authorization for title. If you have any questions regarding those two documents, feel free to call me back or text me. I'll be here at the ready, here to help if you have any questions. We want to make sure you know kind of what's coming in the process. That being said, we will also send you our welcome email that details just a little bit. It's not complicated, just kind of shows you in one page there what's coming up and what to expect. It, you know, reminds you about the pictures that we'll need within the next 24 to 48 hours. It will also mention our transaction coordination team. They're going to reach out to you kind of on the back end of this. They work with title, and they work with our partners accessing the property. They'll be in touch with you, kind of like you mentioned earlier. They'll reach out and they say, hey, Gary, when's a good time that works for you? Because we do want this to be smooth. We want it to be convenient, unlike kind of what you mentioned with the, listing the property with some of the unknowns there. We want to kind of make this as simple as we possibly can, right? So, yeah, let me get those documents sent over to you. I got the purchase price that I'll have locked in at $67,500. And then if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. And all we really need to update your file is the pictures. So that'll all be in that welcome email. I know it's a lot of information, so feel free to reach back out if you have any other questions, okay?
Okay. Now, what I'll do is I'll have this to you within 48 hours, okay?
Sure.
I have to go to Georgia tomorrow. Here I said I was going to be there, and then just turn around and reverse it. But no, I will get this information back to you along with the photos. You should have it in your hot little computer within 48 hours.
Perfect, Gary. One more thing to confirm. Is she also on the deed?
No, she's deceased.
I'm sorry about that. So I will not include her in the purchase agreement then, okay? I apologize.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
she passed 6 years ago, so. And
Got
that's
it.
another thing. Okay.
We had her on the records on this end. I will go ahead and make sure to note that. So we'll get you all this information here in the document shortly. Gary, it's been a pleasure, and we'll be in touch, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Bye now.